Hey, what's good, everybody? This is EJ.
It's your boy Kenny.
And it's Francis.
Here we go.
And this is the Banter 3
Know that.
And this is the
Know that.
Banter 3 FC podcast. We're three friends that love the game and love talking all things football. Before we get into it, want to let y'all know we are on YouTube. Please subscribe, like, comment, share our stuff. And we're also now on Instagram. So please follow and share our content and help us grow. We appreciate all of our followers and we appreciate all y'all for showing love.
Love y'all.
Let's get into it. All right. So, this has been a crazy week of football. A very, very crazy week. And it's crazy. It's just Monday. And look at how things are going. Today, we're going to preview, or we're going to talk about this past weekend's games, some breaking news, and then we're going to preview. We're going to preview what's to come this week and next weekend. So, without further ado, our Man United correspondent, Kenny, lead into it with the breaking news of this week.
Hey, Kenny Ornstein reporting to you live here. Breaking news. You know what? Let's start with the game. I want to start there.
Are you sure? I
want to start there because it leads into it.
Okay.
I'm actually disgusted. That's the word I'll use for today. I'm actually disgusted at Man United's performance this weekend. Watching the game, and I was watching the replay on Peacock, and there was literally some chances where I'm getting up out of my seat, even though I knew the final score. I'm like, they're going to score this. And it just didn't happen. Garnacho hits the bar and within the first 2 minutes, and unfortunately, that was just a foreshadow of what was to come. We couldn't hit anything. Garnacho again, coming up the wings, try to curl it, misses the whole net. Rasmus, he had a couple opportunities himself. Bruno with the header. And then, worst of all, Diego Dallo. I didn't have any words. I couldn't describe to you what I was watching. And that was one of the moments where, all right, he just hit it past the keeper. It's an open goal. Did something, he's going to score this. Maybe VAR saw something I didn't see. And he just missed an open goal. And what have I been saying this whole season? Goals change games. And what couldn't we do? We could not put the ball in the back of the net. Controlled the entire first half. West Ham weren't doing anything at all. We couldn't capitalize on our chances. And you know what's going to happen. They come in second half. They make some changes to bring on Somerville, bring on Souček, and the game turns. It then becomes more back and forth. To lose to West Ham, I remember after the call, I asked Francis, after the game, do you think this is worth being sacked? And you said, no, because they actually played well. They just couldn't finish. But there's a reason why I asked you that question, because that result, no matter what, still stands. 2-1 West Ham. So at the end of the day, once, you sent the text message this morning, I wasn't surprised. They've been waiting for this type of result. I don't know why you're smiling, EJ. They've been waiting for this type of result for them to make that move. And unfortunately, Erik Ten Hag's tenure with Manchester United is now over. In a review of his legacy, I would say he brought hope. When his first season, let's not forget.
My fault, go ahead.
Let's not forget. He came in at a time. You guys are idiots. He came in at a time where things were very, very, very bad. He came in, brought a little bit of hope. We finished third, qualified for the Champions League, and won the Carabao Cup. Very, very hopeful year. Unfortunate that things just didn't work out as I would have hoped. That kind of success didn't carry on during his tenure. But I think the sacking at this time doesn't make any sense to me, just because what are you really going to get out of these players under a new manager at this time? I would have loved for him to stay through the end of the year, because what was the reason for going through all that hoopla at the end of last year trying to decide, oh, is he staying, is he going? If it's going to be, it's October, you should have made a decision to sack him in the summer. So yeah, I just don't like the timing of it. But given the pressure and losing to West Ham and the performance and how we've been playing in Europe, I get it. But still, I would have still liked to see him finish out the season. But hey, we move, and it's a sad day. It's a sad day because I really did like him. I just think that if fortune was just more so on his side, a lot of these games, especially this year, we would have won. Just finish. Just put the ball in the back of the net like we did against Brentford. Just finish. So that's all I got.
First things first, I would like to just take a second and light one up for my boy ETH. It's a sad day because, that one hurt. So that's for ETH. RIP to that man.
Did you even eat breakfast this morning before you sent us that text?
Me or Francis?
You.
Francis sent it. I didn't send it.
You sent it?
No, you
Who sent it? In the EPL group chat? Who sent it? It wasn't me
that was Chev.
Oh, Chev.
Yeah. I copied what he sent and sent it to the group chat.
And my question remains: did you even eat breakfast? Thoughts, Kenny, thoughts.
4 question marks.
Yeah. My God.
Well, I wanted to know your thoughts, man.
Yeah.
Well, now's the time. So that leads me to ask you, Kenny, what do you think is going to happen now? How do you think the season's going to go? Because for me, Kenny, I'm going to say one thing. I don't think him getting sacked was just because of this loss. I think midweek, that decision of putting Mazraoui in at the 10 and whatever happened with that
was a
game,
screw it mentality.
I think that result has a larger impact than the West Ham result, because I think you guys played well, you just didn't score. So what do you think is going to happen the rest of the season? What is your vision? What do you think?
I think we're going to have, based on who we decide to go with, I don't know if they're going to keep Rude in interim.
No, it looks like
the coach from Sporting.
Yeah, it looks like that's about to be finalized.
Heard shoddy rumors. So, yeah. Regardless, I think it's going to be more of the same, just because whatever the person is trying to implement, it's very hard to do that
mid-season.
Yeah, we're not there yet mid-season, but you get exactly where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
We're coming up. It's going to be December very quickly, where you're just going to have games on games every other week. So for you to try to implement something new and expect to see something different at this point, it's not going to be there. What I do think will happen is that it will get that, that fresh manager
new manager
feel.
Bounce.
Yeah.
Just in time.
Well, hopefully we'll have that energy going into the next couple of games, but that's going to run out. You're going to come back down to earth. But I'm hoping that some players, i.e. Marcus Rashford, will remember that they are professional football players and please rise up to the occasion and actually start playing. I'm hoping that goes across the rest of the team and we'll get some results just based off that alone. But I still think it's going to be more of the same, consistently inconsistent. And that's why I do not agree with moving on to a new manager at this time.
Only time will tell. Only time will tell.
I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. There's too many things that need to be fixed.
No, I get what you're saying. Like even me, I thought he should have stayed. New
At
management.
least just one more. Just one more.
No.
Always happens.
He's trolling. I wanted him to stay the year because I felt new management, new people coming in. There's gonna be like an adjustment time period for where things need to like align. More of his new players coming. You know what I'm saying? I always thought he needed more time. But it is what it is. Hopefully, this new coach that comes in, he can find a way to just put his blueprint or fingerprint on the team, and then they can just find a way to get back to where they were before. So
I see he's first in the Portuguese league. I don't know what that means to me, but we'll see what he does. Good luck.
Yeah, he had I honestly thought that he was going to be in line to take over for Pep when he leaves Man City, because I think they were talking about how Sporting's one of the directors was taken from Sporting and moved straight over to Man City right now. So I thought that was kind of in line.
But he had that little connection.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
All right. Well, up next we got the Chelsea versus Newcastle game. Francis, talk to us.
Yes. Let me start this off by saying, once again, ladies and gentlemen, EJ is an enemy in progress. If you go back to our previous last week's episode, he had predicted once again that Chelsea were going to lose 3-2. Final score.
What's the ticker at right now?
Oh, I think it's about what? We played 9 games. I didn't count the first game, so about 7 or 8 now.
You just lost last week. You literally just lost.
So that's what 7 now.
No, so the ticker restarts. You just lost last week.
No.
What's your record?
Total count.
Oh, you're saying my
prediction.
Count. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes, okay. Total count. Yes. So, with that being said, I was spot on with my prediction. Actually, me and you, Kenny, we both were 2-1.
2-1.
So shout out to you, my boy. Thank you. So getting into the game. So, Newcastle, like EJ did say last week, they're going to be coming out. What was the phrase you used? Like a bat out of hell. Really forward thinking, which they were really much for the beginning of the game, and so that kind of actually fell into our little plan, I would say. So, first goal, I just gotta. You see Cole Palmer? Yes, this may be with my Chelsea tinted glasses. And yes, I understand it's still very early in his career. I am willing to put my chest out and say, this is a world-class player. Straight up. Because the ball that he gave Pedro Neto, I can't tell you, how did he even see that? Pinpoint 60, it had to be 60 yards. And Neto got on his horse, got past the Newcastle defender, great ball into the box, and once again, shout out to Nico Jackson. He is doing, that's all I ask. Keep your composure when you're in front of goal and bury the chances. And he has been doing just that. So thank you for that. For the most part, I feel like we really had decent control in the first half of the game. Newcastle's goal was just pure rubbish to me. 3 Chelsea defenders, we tried getting the ball away from Newcastle 3 different times. They just went dribbled through everybody, ball to the box, Isak scores. Of course, it's going to happen against Chelsea, no surprise. And then coming into the second half, I don't know what Enzo Maresca is saying to these gentlemen inside during halftime, But whatever it is, it's like we come out with our ears pinned back and looking for blood. We always score within the first 5 minutes of the second half. And once again, Cole comes in and delivers a solo goal. Beautiful. Beautiful. Even though Pope probably should have been doing a little bit better for that.
That's poor.
For sure.
That's very poor goalkeeping.
And I get that.
Yeah.
I give that, but hey.
Give him credit. Yeah, give him credit.
Exactly.
He scored. Yeah.
And to be honest, for I think majority of the second half, we kind of really did dominate the game. I think Neto had a chance ahead of that hit the bar. We really should have put that game away 3-1 easily. But we just weren't finishing. Thank God for Isak having the blunder. He got past Sanchez. Well, I'm going to touch on Sanchez later. Don't worry. He got past Sanchez, and I don't know why he didn't look up and whatnot. But overall, we end up finishing 2-1, dug it out, got the win. Definitely needed, especially after last game, really to get back onto the good graces and getting on the winning side of things again. Midfield, Lavia, he did get the yellow card for delaying the game.
Finally.
So I know
Finally. Okay. Yes.
But besides the performance-wise, Lavia and Caicedo, I think, listen, Moises Caicedo, we're going to have a dialogue soon about him. Very soon. Another fantastic performance from him. And
is he up for end of this year?
He should be.
No, he was last year because he was in.
Okay.
He was in.
Oh, yeah. Brighton, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I can have another conversation about him again.
To yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fine. Moises and Lavia, I like that pair. I like that pair a lot. They're doing really well right now. Neto, I wasn't really mad for Neto starting, and Neto definitely rewarded Maresca for the start by...
I have a question about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you like your team set up? Because as I was watching it, obviously, Sancho likes the ball to feet, right?
Yep.
But you see what Neto does with his speed and just being very direct. Mm-hmm. So how do you think it's more of a game-by-game basis where he'll set it up differently? Or is it just like, okay, I want more direct, I'm going to go with Neto over Sancho? Like, do you think it was the opponent played a role in this?
Yes, I do. Me personally, especially how I play, especially in FIFA, I like to get in.
Yeah, let's please be very specific. You play what?
All right.
So,
anyway,
when you put your offensive plan, what do you do?
Yes, my tactics. Yes, I'm running behind, getting behind.
Okay.
But no, I do think it's going to be more of a game-to-game situation because obviously, like I said, we knew Newcastle's going to be kind of coming at us, I should say. So that's going to leave more space in behind.
And they just don't have the pace. They don't have pace in their back line.
Yeah. So, like I said, I think that specific side is up for, I would say it's up for grabs, but that's going to be more of a rotational situation. I do think Nani still has his right wing position kind of nailed on, but I won't be surprised if there are certain games where Nani doesn't start, and then you'll have Sancho and Neto starting. So I won't be surprised about that. Any other notes for today? I can't. So I'm sure you guys are aware about what was said over the weekend about our captain Reece James, lack of leadership situation.
I was actually going to ask you about that. I was going to ask you. Do you think he had a proper response? He was like, "All right, you question my leadership?
Yes, I'm here, and I appreciate that and I respect that. That's what we need from our captain,
for sure."
So very well done from Reece. And to wrap it up, unfortunately, I've been really, giving plaudits to the team. I've said this now probably 3 or 4 episodes. Sanchez is now my number 1 goalkeeper, and he'll never be. His distribution is absolutely embarrassing. It's actually becoming disgusting to watch. And no jokes, because I don't have any trust in him. yes, I know you guys say he's a good shot stopper, but he just he puts us in so much trouble sometimes. I don't have a rest assured feeling when I know that he has to actually think and use his skills
But
to make play.
I wonder why Maresca likes him then, because if the game plan is you want to play out the back and you clearly see that he's not doing that well, he hasn't dropped him for any games. He's made a bunch of mistakes.
I want him to drop him. I don't even mind. Put in Jorgensen, excuse me, sorry, Jorgensen. Put him in. Give him a chance. I'm just over this Sanchez experiment situation. Robert Sanchez experiment.
At this point, I feel like if he hasn't dropped him for at least a game by now, that's his guy.
I think he probably sees something in him that we're not seeing. So
nobody
else.
Fine. Again, great shot stopper. But if your plan is to play from the back,
he's not the guy.
He's not. Yeah.
I do have a question for you, Francis.
Go ahead.
How confident and comfortable do you feel coming away from this result? Because the thing that I did notice is there is still a tendency for you guys to be open.
Yes.
In Newcastle, on another day, they score a few of those opportunities. Sure. So how comfortable and confident do you feel after that result?
I feel confident because I know our attack is worthy of literally scoring 3 goals a game if we need to. I do have definite suspicions and worry about the back line.
Okay.
So I'm not saying that we're all dandy back there at all. We need help. We need a lot of fixing to do. The back line and goalkeeping situation. But I have like confidence that our attack will be able to get us out of trouble, unfortunately. Which is not really a good thing, but right now, obviously, especially how we played last year, build progress. So
sometimes your best defense is your attack.
It's attack, exactly.
The last question.
Yep.
I've seen this 2 games in a row now. Lavia and Caicedo.
Yeah.
Is Enzo no longer the guy?
We're not going to say that. But right now, this pair is working. And you can see their starting form of a nice little combination situation going on. And I want it to keep on growing. Keep maturing, keep growing. Them two, build up, and let's go from there. There's going to be games where Enzo's going to be needed. There's no question about that. Enzo's worth 120 million pounds. Like, he's talented for a reason. But right now, let's rock what we have.
Do you want to know why I think I'm not going to say Enzo's career is done at Chelsea, but like I feel like y'all might have to go a different direction because I think the way that you play doesn't suit him. Because what I've noticed in the past 2 to 3 games, Gusto, he doesn't play like an inverted back. He plays like an inverted winger. And Caicedo and Lavia literally sit and they defend and they break things up and they progress the ball. Enzo can't do that. You get what I'm saying? That's why I think Caicedo, because Caicedo's not being asked to be more offensive. And I think that's what, you get what I'm saying? Him and Lavia, they both have that same quality of being like a defensive type of player that can progress the ball forward, but they're not like a 8 or a 10, if that makes sense.
That's fair, yeah. That's fair.
So yeah, that's why I was asking, because it looks like that to me, that's what the style is. Whichever side Gusto plays on, he's literally a winger, and then they sit, and then he becomes part of that like 3-2, and then everybody else forward.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, they could put him in for Conference League games, right?
You know what's mad? You know that's mad funny come from somebody who has won one European match in 11 games.
Yeah, we're not playing high school teams here, Francis.
Okay.
Palenciagos.
You know what? We'll see. We'll see you there next year. We'll see you there next year. We'll see you there next year.
Palenciagos High School. How was the game?
But you know what? That's all for Chelsea today.
Okay.
Great weekend.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Arsenal versus Liverpool, the big match of the weekend. Where do I start?
I also got this prediction right.
2-2.
Yeah.
Where do I start?
I thought they'd lose.
No. You said that Liverpool are gonna win.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For me, I was proud of my team because it was a proper response to how things have been going in terms of performance, right? Like, we showed, one, that we are a better team than Liverpool. We showed that we have a more, because I know one thing that Kenny said, and I would never forget once he said it, the midfield. Our midfield is better than Liverpool's midfield. Where I think Liverpool may have an edge on us is their attack, in my opinion, because they have Salah, they got Diaz, and if Jota's playing, those three right there, that reminds me of like Sane, Firmino, and Salah back like years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like a very dynamic attack that can fill in, play in different positions, do a bunch of different things. They're dangerous. But I don't know. I left that game feeling like we're better than Liverpool, even with the injuries and all the things that we have going on. Bukayo Saka, 50th goal in his Arsenal career, the youngest player and fastest to do it in our club history, which is crazy. Shout out to the boy, the real star boy. I was disappointed that we conceded again from another free kick or set piece, because that's supposed to be our bread and butter. And we score from that. And now we've been conceding from it in 2 games back to back. And that's bothering me. I don't like that. So for me, Kai Havertz has to be better defensively there and do a better job of, if the guy runs across, you make sure you're side on to like track the run just in case. Because if he gets there before Diaz, there's no goal there and we're good. I have to give a shout out because I know earlier in the season, I want to say game 2 or 3, I was very harsh on Thomas Tete Partey. Uncle looks like he's 25 again. He looks like that same Thomas Partey that we picked up from Atletico like 4 years ago. We slotted him in at right back, and he honestly, if it wasn't for Saka's like performance and scoring a goal and stuff, I think he's the player of the match. He locked up Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz got by him one time. And we know how fast he is, how good of a dribbler he is.
Could have been very bad, though, because he megged him.
No, a defender isn't going to stop an attacker like 100%. Like, there's going to be a time where the offensive player gets the best of him. But for the most part, Luis Diaz was irrelevant in this game. Fair to say?
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, like, for me, I think that overall the team just looked really good, even though we had to like slot in players in different positions. People, we weren't sure if they were going to play. They ended up playing like after they haven't played literally the past 2-3 weeks. Like, these things are good signs to me that show me we're at a certain level now. Quality depth, having players being able to come and do what they have to do, even though we're playing against a title rival, and we don't have our best 11. Because years ago, if we don't have our best 11, hey, forget it, pack it up. We don't know what the hell is going to happen today. So for me, that's a good sign. Marino scored. He's looking to be the presence in the air that I always thought he was going to be when he came to our club. Because I remember during the Euros, I had talked to y'all about it. And I was like, yo, I think Arsenal should sign this dude. He would be a very, very good pickup. And he made a mistake early on in the game, but he recovered and he showed that he has the quality to play on this team and make an impact. And I really liked that, and I was proud of that. But now I have to talk about a couple things that bothered me. There are two things that bothered me in this game. Actually, three. I did not understand the Virgil van Dijk situation at the beginning of the game. There's a rule of violent conduct. If it's not a soccer-related action, that's an automatic red card, right? He kicked and pushed Kai Havertz 2 to 3 times, right? For me, and Anthony Taylor, that was the referee of that game, Anthony Taylor. He watched it happen. For him to walk away with not even a card, that's insane to me. Because I know if it was Casemiro, that's a red card. If it's somebody on Arsenal, that's a red card. I don't know how Virgil gets away with that without anything. I'm not even screaming he has to get a red card. Not even a yell that bothers me. Secondly, the commentators even brought up the same point that I always bring up. And you guys always tell me, McAllister kicked the ball away. He kicked the ball away. He blatantly kicked the ball away. The commentators said the same thing I always say every single week. You can't pick and choose when you want to apply the rule. And you guys always tell me, just don't do it. He did it. No card. He did it. No card. And that's where my issue is. If we're gonna do it, then it has to just be a unilateral thing. This isn't, for me, this isn't an interpretation thing where it's like, oh, I think that that's enough contact where it's not a foul or blah, blah, blah. Like, I understand that that's going to be ref to ref. It depends on whoever. But, dog, if somebody kicks the ball, simple. Just give a yellow card. Simple. And then he went and dragged somebody down probably like 5 minutes later. Should have had a red card. He shouldn't have been on the field. Just off of that. But that is what it is. The only thing that I really have like a major complaint about that I can't actually be okay with is the Kiwior situation. Like, Kenny, I promise you, you can sit down, do this thinking stone face, whatever you want. If we go play on Sunday, right, and you go up for a header like that and the ref calls a foul on you, you're going to start yelling at the ref. Because
no.
just because Szoboszlai decided to be soft and not challenge, that's not a foul on my player. That's not a foul. Like, if you want to be real, if I'm pretty sure that they call fouls on that player if a player goes up for a header and he bends over and the player falls over him. I'm pretty sure they call a foul on the player that bends over. Because you're putting that player in danger because he's in the air trying to, like, it's not as if he it's not as if he put two hands on him and like pushed him down to get up. That's not what happened. He just went up strong and headed the ball. And for the ref to call that back, I couldn't believe that. That's bad officiating. That's never a foul. That's never a foul. And I can't believe that he called it. But
it's a foul. It's a foul because it's
not. I didn't even finish.
There's a difference. Go ahead.
Again, for me, that's a calm, like that's a blatant, like, it's a men's game, bro. As a grown man, I don't know how you call that. And lastly, I was very hurt to see Gabriel go down because we already didn't have Saliba. Timbers, he was on his last legs. He's not fully fit right now. You had to slot Ben White in from right back. We're playing Thomas Partey at right back, even though he's playing well. That's not his position. For Gabriel to go down, then we have to bring in Kiwior. Like I understand we have depth. Huh?
Mm-hmm. It's just the beginning of the demise.
No,
I'm just asking a question.
You're getting it. You're getting it. I think you're getting ahead of yourself. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think when it comes to winning a title, luck has to be involved. Like no matter what, there has to be like luck. And I just think certain things just aren't going our way right now. But you can never really walk away from a game and be like, Arsenal look really, really bad. Like in the game against Bournemouth, we didn't look great, but it's not like god awful where it's like, what the hell's going on with this team? It's just we got the red card, then the whole dynamic of what we were doing has to change. So for me, I'm not like overly worried because I think at a point luck will start to turn and things will go our way. But it is what it is for right now. I'm just happy that we put that performance in because it shows that like we are a better team than Liverpool. Because at halftime I came on the phone with John and I said, yo, they did nothing. They've done nothing. And they've created nothing. And I'm not like worried. We should be able to go and win the game. It just ultimately, it came from a mistake from Kiwior and Miles Lewis-Skelly. A 17-year-old kid coming in at left back. Kiwior like our third backup center back, third or fourth option at center back. He comes in and he makes the mistake of mistiming the pass in the air. And Lewis-Skelly makes the mistake of not tracking back. As an outside back, if your center back is running out wide to go defend the channel, your job is to run central towards the goal. You don't run where the ball is. That's not your job. And that's how they ended up scoring the goal. So that's my kind of takeaway. We were the better team. We should have won the game. But, a couple things went against us. So we have to just take it on the chin and move on to next week.
And that's the biggest thing. It's you say you guys are a better team than Liverpool, but still Liverpool got the result. And my question is the implications of this game. Yeah, it's very early on, but again, a good team is always going to get a result even when they play badly. So I'm a little bit concerned that you guys were home, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You let Liverpool, regardless of whatever the situation was, how it happened, Liverpool was still able to get a draw while not playing well. And we're not going to sit back and say this was Liverpool's best game either. They weren't. They did not play how they usually play.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying is, yeah, you're saying all these things. You guys did play better, but at the end of the day, Liverpool still got the draw. And I feel like it should be more of a you guys dropped 2 points than, okay, it was just a draw. I think you guys dropped 2 points based on like what you said. You guys played very well. So I look at it as that. I would be very annoyed if I was an Arsenal fan that you didn't come out with a win.
No. I'm annoyed. We should have won the game. But I have solace in the fact that with all the things that were going against us, the performance looked good. Because that gives me the confidence that later on in the season, now what I need from us, we need to go to Anfield and win. That's the energy that I want. So I'm walking away from the game saying, I loved the performance. We showed that we are a better team. Things just didn't go our way. We should have won. Now that just means we have to go to Anfield and win. We have to make up these points somewhere.
We'll see.
Any questions for me, Francis?
You got anything?
No, actually none today. None today. Simple.
Was it a foul?
I kind of think it's a little bit soft after kind of looking at it. Not
Or
gonna
was it a
lie.
foul? It could be soft fouls. Was it a foul or not?
I'm not gonna say it was. I'm not gonna say it was. I think it was soft.
And then
Kenny,
I didn't really
I'm
see it.
genuinely surprised that you think that I genuinely am.
You know
Because
me. No, and that's the thing. You know me. I hate soft fouls. I literally
Correct.
hate soft fouls. Delict. Come on.
Well, yeah,
That was just a coming
soft.
that was just ridiculous. That was just
That was very soft.
that
coming
penalty, West Ham versus United, that's never a penalty. That's never a
Right.
penalty. It's never a penalty.
But this one, and I actually do have a quick question. But for this one, I just feel like he didn't like. I know what you're saying about if a defender doesn't go up, whatever, and like they kind of crash down, and then the defender's trying to head the ball, and then they kind of like go over them. But this one, I felt like he kind of didn't give Sabas like a chance to get up. That's why it was like he kind of just like jumped on him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Did you,
hand on his shoulder.
Kenny? I sent you guys the clip. Sabaz didn't want to go up. He didn't want to.
I feel like Kiwior played a role in that. And secondly, because there was even still a pause from Anthony Taylor, because then Havertz also low-key elbowed Konate. I don't know if you saw that. And that's when he really like blew his whistle. And then he was like,
no, there was a clip that came out from the PGMOL. They said he called the foul on Kiwior. It had nothing to do with Kai Havertz.
But still, he still elbowed. Yeah, but he still elbowed, dude. So regardless, that should have been a foul too.
I'm not gonna lie. I was so focused on the Kiwior thing, I didn't even see that. So if it happened, I have to go back and look. But I was just so focused on the Kiwior thing because I know that's what they call the foul on.
From what I saw, he hesitated with the Kiwior thing, and then once the Havertz thing happened, then he was like, "Yeah, I low key wanted to call it on the first one." Type of situation.
Yeah, that's for me. That's poor. That's poor.
But still, he still elbowed homie. So, well, whatever.
But Kenny, all jokes aside, I have a question for you. Actually, when we play on Sunday, if that happens, if you're Kiwior in that situation, that happens to you, what are you gonna do? And the ref calls a foul on you, what you gonna do?
Bro, if I climb on the dude like without him giving me a chance to get up, it's a foul.
Kenny, you keep on saying as if he didn't. You got to watch the clip.
He still prevented. He didn't
want to jump. He didn't want to. Sabazlai is one of those pretty players. He's not physical like that. He didn't want to. He didn't want to challenge. That's not Kiwior's fault.
Arsenal legend Theo Walcott agrees with me.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Theo Walcott is delusional for that. I saw that. He's delusional. I don't care what he said. I don't care.
Wow.
But anyways, I just have a question for you guys because I saw this on that same thing that you sent. Do you think that Arteta's turning into Mourinho?
Oh yeah, I was watching that from Jamie Carragher. Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think he's saying anything. I don't even know where he's getting that from because he's saying how Well, I think he was making a prediction for Liverpool game, and he was saying that he thinks that with all the injuries and stuff, that Arsenal.
No, it was post,
right?
No, he was saying post game that Arteta has just been doing. Him and Roy Keane have just been saying Arsenal have been doing a lot.
That was post game. Okay,
they're not fun. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I don't agree with that. I think there's certain situations where, especially against City, but I did point this out. I believe it was last year when you guys played City, where I was saying, you guys look to be a lot more defensive. You're not really playing how you usually play, and just keep inviting City pressure. But yeah, I wouldn't say because Mourinho, that was his thing. That was his blueprint. He's gonna pack the bus. That's not Arsenal whatsoever.
That's a ridiculous statement to me. Let's go.
Well, yeah. that was this past week's games. Let's talk about what's coming up. First game on Saturday. This is going to be bright and early, 8:30. Arsenal versus Newcastle at Newcastle at St. James's Park. I think we're going to have to respond again. I pray to God that Gabriel is not hurt. I pray it was just like a weird knock and he's going to be okay.
So do I.
Saliba should be back. I think we should be able to win this game and respond. I'm going to go with 2-1.
Okay.
Arsenal Newcastle at St. James Park. Newcastle just lost. I want to say, you know what? Yeah. I'll go same scoreline 2-1. I was going to say 3-2, but no, I'll stay 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 2-1
part of me
as
wants
well.
to say. Part of me wants to say 3-1, to be honest with you.
As you should, then go ahead.
I'll say
I'm going to update mine. I'm going to say 3-1. I'm going 3-1.
Okay. All right.
Up next,
other game, we have a local derby, as they call it. What time's our game? Sundays at prime time?
11:30. Yeah.
11:30.
Yeah. The clocks go back for us this weekend.
Yeah. Yes. So Chelsea FC travels up north to Old Trafford to take on Manchester United. Like I said, unfortunately, it always happens. New manager comes in right before they play Chelsea. With that being said, I feel confident. I expect United to come out guns blazing, but I'm going to go 3-2.
Chelsea. I'm going to go, I believe we're going to score early, and I think we'll be more aggressive and making sure we put the ball in the back of the net. I'll go 2-2. Yeah, I'll go 2-2.
This game is at Old Trafford?
Yes, it is. Keep the same energy.
New manager bounce is going to definitely play a role in this. I think this game is going to be 3-3, actually.
Look at your head.
Cop out.
How is that a cop out? It's just because you guys want me to like. It's because you guys just want me to make emotional predictions and not based off of what I'm seeing. Every prediction that I make is based off of like genuinely what I'm seeing and what I think is going to happen. Like you guys,
so that goes a long way to show, because your record is what, 1-7, 2?
Correct, 1-8.
So that goes to show what you see is very false most of the time.
It's not 1-8. You lost to City. It's not 1-8.
I didn't count that game.
It counts in the Premier League, so you lost.
It's fine.
The ticker continues. We'll see.
Absolutely.
3-3.
But yeah, let's go United.
Well, yeah, that concludes another week's episode of the Banter 3 FC podcast. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Once again, we are on YouTube and we are on Instagram. Please follow, subscribe, share, like, comment, all of our stuff at Banter 3 FC. Appreciate everyone that shows us love. We'll catch up with y'all next week. Be safe.
Keep the blue flag flying, huh? You heard me?
Rubbish.